You were living in Orange County.
I was living in Orange County. It was a little while after I moved to Southern California, and the girl I had been dating at the time, her and I had split. And after a couple months, I was like, all right, like, figure it out, right? Like, you know, kind of get back in the game, not just like bury myself in like drumming and all these other things. And I started talking to this girl who, she was, I forget what her job title was, like interior designer for like essentially like high-end clients, you know, rich people or celebrities or whoever. And so to me, I go, you must have your shit together in order to have this shit, you know, to be doing this job. So we had plans to meet up somewhere in like, I think it was like either Glendale or Burbank or somewhere over in that area. I told her, I was like, I have rehearsal in North Hollywood until about like midnight or 1. I was like, if that's too late for you, let me know. Cause I was up in LA I was in Orange County.
Hold on.
No, it was.
You asked a girl on a date at fucking 1 o'clock in the morning?
No, I didn't ask her on the date. Let me finish.
Okay.
See?
Because I was about to go off.
This is why you're undateable.
I was like, do most girls go out at 1 o'clock in the morning?
Just let me finish my sentence. Let me finish, babe.
Continue.
So, I told her I had rehearsal up in North Hollywood. And because she asked, are you going to be in LA this week? I said, yes, but I'm going to be in rehearsal. And it doesn't get out until about midnight, 1 a.m. She said, if you're up for it, I would love to grab a drink. I said, fine. I would love to grab a drink with you. It was her suggestion, correct. So I was like, cool, whatever. So I end up getting out a little bit later than planned, but you know how things are out there. People don't start their night until fucking 2 a.m. And she, hi bud, making an appearance. And so I texted her. I was like, hey, I'm sorry I got out a little bit later than planned. I was like, if you want to do another night, I was like, that's fine. I have a long drive back to Anaheim anyways. Yeah. And she's like, no, fuck it, come by. I was like, all right, cool. So like,
okay, so again, this is a quote unquote date. This is not a date. This is
we're going to grab a drink. You know what I mean? It's like I had no plans of like spending the night or anything like that. Like it was just like just like a soft launch date, right? Like just grab a drink, just get to know each other a little bit. You know what I mean? Nothing too crazy. I think a little man wants to make his way over here.
Hi, baby.
So she was like, yeah, come on over. Like, let's grab a drink. She's like, I'm already out. Like, I'm with a friend of mine and they're waiting to take off. And I was like, okay, that friend is definitely meant to make sure I'm not a serial killer if I show up. And so I was like, fuck it. So I go to meet up with her, say hi to the friend. They take off after a little bit and we're sitting, she ordered like 2 drinks, like right off rip. Like, didn't even ask me what I wanted. She just goes, oh, I got some drinks. I was like, all right, cool. So like we're sitting there, we're talking.
Do you like a woman who takes action like that?
Yeah, I was like, fuck it. I was like, at that point.
Was it Hennessy on the rock?
It was not, because I like
she
my
dumped
Hennessy.
It fucked up.
She got some tequila. She was feeling awake that night, so I was like, all right, cool. Grabs us a couple like tequila and whatever. We're sitting there talking for a little bit, and like, dude, this is one of those dates where it's like. It's like you describe it and it just sounds like some like Ben Stiller movie. You know what I mean? Like some weird shit going on or whatever. Like, yeah, dude, it was just like a massive series of strange things happening within like fucking 2 hours. You know what I mean? So like I'm sitting there and I'm talking with her and we're just kind of doing like the general question thing or whatever. You know what I mean? Like going through that. And then at one point, like in the middle of me answering her question, she takes my hand and just sticks it like under her ass, like her thigh.
Oh, you got that shot?
He's like right under there.
You gotta move your chair a little bit, Derek. People can't see that. Yeah. Now do it.
Right under her ass. Like
that. That's upper thigh. I wouldn't call that ass.
Under the ass. I just said under the ass. You know what under means?
Under the ass.
Like upper thigh.
Have my back on this one. Under the ass is like she put her hand.
Hurley, I'll give you $20 not to respond to her.
Under the ass.
It's under, not on, under, upper thigh. So next specific.
It depends.
All right, you know what? She just put it in a spot that was very like,
being so difficult. Just let him tell the story.
Implying, she was implying some shit. So, anyways, I'm in the middle of answering. She takes my hand, puts it under her ass, and I was like, "Oh, word?" She's like, "Oh yeah," and anything that was happening prior was just null and void. You know what I mean? She was like, I was like, okay, this is like her intention. You know what I mean? Whatever. Mm-hmm. So we sit there, we finish our drinks, and she's like, do you want to grab like some food and like head back to my place? And I was like, sure, why not? Right? Like, so we finish our drinks, we go to stand up, and the second this girl stood up, I was like, holy shit. I was like, she's like
Wasted.
wrecked. Yeah, and she held it together really well while she was sitting down. So at this
Standing
point,
up, being vertical will do that to you.
Instantly, I was like, oh God, this is a bad idea. So she was like, what did she say? She's like, I just got to go to the bathroom and then we'll head out. And I was like, sure. So like, I like walk her to the bathroom because it's up these stairs. She goes in the bathroom and there's like this group of like, there's like 3 girls standing right here looking at me. And I'm like, I literally said, I was like, I know what this looks like. I was like, I have no intentions of doing anything with this. I'm like, explain, because they're like looking at me like, dude, that girl is fucked up and you're not. I'm like, I know that.
Everyone thinks you're just this creep.
This
really,
predator.
She's the one.
Yeah. I got lured into this shit. And so I was like, all right, whatever. I like, you know, so we bring her back. We're walking outside and I was like, let's take my car. She's like, no, let's take my car. Because there's like, you know, 10,000 street parking signs in LA. And I was like, no, it's fine. I was like, we'll take my car. I'll grab food. We'll go up to your place, yada, yada. We start driving towards her place. And I ask her for the address. And she's not giving me the address. She just starts blasting like house electronic music in my car. And I'm like, dude, what is happening? You know what I mean? So I'm like tapping her on the leg, like, yo, I know I'm supposed to be heading towards like whatever. I was like, what's the actual address? She finally puts it in. And like I'm driving in that direction and I look over and this girl is now backwards, like ass up, facing my back seat, whipping her hair around and taking her pants off in my car. And she's literally saying out loud, she's like, I fucking love this song. And she's like whipping her hair.
She's just feeling the music.
I was like,
man.
Dude, this is like fucked up. And so I was like, you gotta sit down. I was like, I can't see if I'm gonna hit another car or not. You have your ass all the way up in my window. Like, you gotta sit down. So she sits down. Her pants are still like right here, like dancing in my seat. And then like 5 minutes later, I look over and she's sleeping. Like, bro, how is this in my car right now? Like, how am I actually fucking dealing with this? And so we finally get to her neighborhood and I do a loop around the block and I'm like, I pull up to her apartment. I was like, there's no parking and there's plenty of parking. There's so much parking.
Yeah. You're just trying to be like, I gotta go.
Yeah. And so I had to trick her. Remember, she thinks we're getting food. So I was like, how about you go? Oh, by the way, there's the other thing I didn't mention is she at that before she put my hand on her thigh, or like shortly after she put my hand on her thigh, she was like, oh yeah, sorry, I'm just like going through like a divorce or whatever right now. So I was like, dude, like this is, whatever. That's fine.
You're like, I fully understand what my purpose is and why I'm here.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, at least we're clear. But like, so I get to her house and I was like, hey, how about you go inside and grab some waters and I will go to McDonald's and get the breakfast meals that you want. You know what I mean? And she's like, no, you're going to leave. And I was like, that's not true at all. I was like, how about this? I will walk you inside so you can show me what the gate code is to the apartment building. And that way you don't have to come and get me when I come back. And that way we'll be good because I know the gate number and I'm definitely coming back. And she goes, yeah, that's great. Awesome. So I walk her upstairs, and she and I don't look at it. I just, you know what I mean? I'm like trying to get her in the house. Dude, she opens the door and she like went to turn around to say something to me and she like twisted, turned, like stumbled, fell on her ottoman and she's like, all right, like just let me know when you're coming back. And I was like, okay. So I shut the door and I immediately got in my car and I called my boy Belay and I was like, hey, are you still in North Hollywood? Or whatever, you should meet me in Hollywood and we'll go get some truck food. I need to vent about what just happened tonight. Yeah. And so I go meet up with him. We grab some truck food as planned. And an hour later, my phone starts to ring.
Well, yeah.
This is a girl. So I didn't answer it. And then she calls again and I have a voicemail. And this is, I can repeat the voicemail perfectly. It goes,
I want you to look into the camera.
It goes just like this. So my name, I'll give a hypothetical name, Ashley. And that's her name. And, and she goes, this is the voicemail. She goes, hey, and it hangs up. and then I get a text. Like 15 minutes later. She's like, hey, I was just wondering if you got the food. Are you coming back?
Yeah, she's probably freaking starving.
She was passed the fuck out on her ottoman, or debatably her floor. I don't know how long she lasted on the ottoman, but I texted her and I was like, hey, it was really nice meeting you. Thanks for the drink. I think that you were a little too intoxicated for us to get to know each other tonight. I was like,
why couldn't you have said that to her face?
She wouldn't have fucking remembered.
Yeah, fair enough.
Not a chance. No way. If I had said that to her, 10 minutes later, she would have been like, I love this song. Taking off her pants in my car. It didn't, you know what I mean? So it was better that it was in text so she could see it in the morning. So I said, it was nice meeting you. Thank you for the drink. You need to set your alarm and get your car in the morning. And I've never heard from her since.
Dang it.
Yeah.
Well, that was a wild story.
It's LA.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I lived in LA for a couple years. I don't have any experiences quite like that.
Yeah, you're doing better than me.
But I'm really glad I asked. But yeah, moral of the story is I think that you did the right thing. You know, if you could have teleported out of there, you would have. But you got her home safe.
100%.
And you were a gentleman and left. So kudos to you for that. But anyway, let's switch it up. I want to do a little game. I call it Pick Your Poison. Essentially, it is this or that. But either or. Would you rather? I don't know what the situation is. But
would you rather? It's all the same.
Let's play, and then we'll wrap this baby up. First scenario. A girl who wants to steal your hoodie.
God.
Or always wants to borrow your car.
I have the hoodie.
Yeah. I don't know. You got some Burberry hoodies. This dude is like, Tracy, there's a sale going on at Burberry. We gotta go into town. I'm like, you're a fucking.
Hey, it's worth it. You get some good shit, and you can flip it later.
He loves his style, this Derek. But yeah. Okay. Well, I thought that'd be hard for you, but I feel like you needed your car. You needed your.
Yeah, I need my car.
So you'd rather give up all the hoodies.
Yeah,
okay.
There's a lot of them.
Sushi or steakhouse?
Oh shit. I don't know. I love sushi. I'll go with sushi for now. Yeah.
Whiskey or weed?
Weed.
Okay. First show. Would you rather have the first show of the tour or the last show of the tour?
What do you mean?
Which one's better?
Probably the last show.
The last show?
Because you're really like you're like on autopilot at that point, and you're probably having more fun. So
you are. I would think like the first night it's like so exciting. The last night, okay.
First like week or so, you're still kind of like finding your footing. You know what I mean?
Good to know.
Yeah.
She is BFFs with your mom, but your friends can't stand her, or your friends love her, but your mom hates her.
I have to pick because like my answer is if it's not both, the girl's gotta go. Like the mom and the friends gotta love her.
So you're just gonna plead the fifth on that one? Like you neither.
If my friends don't like her, I'm probably breaking up with her, and if my mom don't like her, I'm probably breaking up with her.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Last question. What would you trust a girl with first?
Oh God.
Your credit card or your dog?
My credit card. I can lose my money. I'll sue her for fucking fraud.
I knew it.
Yeah, there was no point in that question.
No one gets their hands on that little man, Draco.
No. This is the most protected dog ever.
Truly.